All right, let's talk about the Florida State Seminoles here for a little bit. Look, in this weird era of college football with conference realignment and NIL, every time we talk about teams with their recruiting strategies, everyone always just seems to be, hey, let's show how much money we can give these recruits. Hey, let's show these young guys like all the lavishes and just everything we'll give them if they come to this program, right? There's the video on going around on social media of the University of Texas having Lambos parked
Crazy.
outside their facility on a recruiting weekend, right? That's just absolutely bonkers. But Florida State is sticking to a tried and true standard method, and that's hosting elite camps and trying to use that as a way to recruit. Let's get into this article and we'll talk about it more and what it means and the great sign it is for Florida State on the other side. All right, from rivals.com. While hosting 9 elite prospects in the 2025 class on official visits this weekend, Florida State will also be hosting its elite camp on Sunday afternoon. This, of course, by the time you guys are watching this, it was last weekend. The name of the camp fits the bill as this camp will host a number of elite prospects from the 2025, 2026, and 2027 classes for combine testing and personalized workouts coaching with the Florida State coaching staff. So we're talking about relationships. We're talking about building those dynamics with potential future elite recruits. That really matters. Florida State smartly recognizes that. Miles, I'm curious what your thoughts are on this. But first, Florida State fans in the comment section below, look, as all of this NIL money and all this craziness is flowing around right now, give us your thoughts. Do you wish it could go back to the old way? Are you a fan of the NIL environment? Do you think Florida State should get more involved and do like Texas and roll out Lambos for recruits? Give us your thoughts on everything going on in college football with the NIL, the money flowing around, and what you think Florida State should do about it. And put it in the comment section below. Really want to hear from you guys. But Miles, what are your thoughts on this report and what it means for Florida State going forward?
Yeah, Nick. In regards to the Texas situation, I think it's very polarizing, and I think someone who's tuned into the college football scene, Brett Coleman, he had a very interesting comment about it. And I think he said something along the lines of, "Is this if this is what gets your recruits excited, gets them to your school, you're probably not building a championship caliber team." And the flip side of that, I would say if coming and competing in combine style workouts, drills with other elite prospects, competing with other guys, showing you're the best football player on the field, if that's what gets you excited, I would say you probably are building a championship style program. And that's exactly what this team is doing. Mike Norvell and co. Really great job. I love the camp idea. I think this is a great thing. And also having 9 elite prospects on official visits as well. But if you take a little look at just the level of talent that is coming through this elite camp, I put up a graphic of a very small, there's like probably 2, 3 times this many players coming to the camp. There's so many great ones. You see a couple, I think there's 3 5 stars already. There is somewhere around 18 4 stars, and then numerous 2027 recruits who haven't even really been given a formal star rating yet as well. There's a guy, the number one ranked linebacker in the class of 2026, and Xavier Griffin's coming. I think this is just a great job by Coach Norvell and Co. to be recruiting, to be, inspiring young men to compete against each other in the right ways. I think it's showing Florida State building a strong program. A few weeks ago, we talked about Georgia. Talked about Georgia brought a couple of 5 star recruits out on one recruiting weekend, and not many teams can do that. Well, Florida State following suit, I think they brought 3 5 stars here, but they brought like an entire group of guys all to a camp and had their recruits on official visits as well. I think this shows they are very capable of getting elite talent here at Florida State. And I think this is a really right step in the recruiting cycle. And I think teams should follow suit to their example.
Yeah, I do think that we're getting to a point where it's becoming too much. It's going too far with the NIL, the money thing, right? With I saw the video of the Texas with the Lamborghinis, and I'm like, nah, this is too far, right? This isn't right, right? It's one thing, hey, if a kid gets to sell his name, image, and likeness rights for advertising money to make, 50 grand a month if he's a star from, Walmart or whoever, I don't know, right? But like that literally just park Lamborghinis out front. The implication there is very obvious. If you go to this school, right, you're going to get a Lamborghini, which is one, a Lamborghini for an 18, 19, or 20-year-old kid is stupid, right? You don't do that. That's idiotic, right? So for grown adults at Texas to encourage that is is dumb, right? But what you're that's just not the message you're trying to send, right? What you want to send is the message Florida State is. It's like, hey, we come here and compete, right? We want to come here. We want people to play football here. We want to host camps for elite prospects to compete, do combine workouts, right? It sounds very old schoolish, right? Because this is the way things were always done. But I think really the elite players, that's what they really want. Because if you're a top 4 or 5 star prospect, you have an understanding and you have coaches around you that'll let you know, hey, there's a good chance you'll have an opportunity to play in the National Football League and you'll have the ability to buy your own Lambo if you so choose, right? Or make whatever money you want that way, right? But you need to be able to be in a position to compete and get better to get to that point. And this is a place, talking about Tallahassee, where you can do that, right? That's the message Norvell's trying to send. We've seen a few other programs follow suit with the same message, and it's the right move to make. And I think programs like Florida State, when we look out 5 years from now, we're going to see them. They got, while the recruiting classes, we don't know how it'll rank on paper, but if you look how it'll end up work out with the quality of player they become, I think teams like Florida State will be at the top of the list of the value they got out of these classes. Because if you just bring in a guy that just is, oh, I want to go to Texas or wherever, not picking on Texas too much, because they might give me a Lamborghini. Well, that's not right. You want to go to a place where you can get better as a football player, get better as a person, get an education, and maybe win some games, hopefully win some games, win a championship, and maybe go on to the NFL or do something else with your life, right? Again, you have the short-term mindset, come to this school, get a Lamborghini, or the Florida State mindset, the correct mentality, come to this school, work out, compete, get better, and then build yourself out to a better career, better future, right? I think the Texas mindset, that looks iffy. It may look exciting on social media. Who knows? I don't think it does. But I think the Florida State mindset, that's what will really win out in the end.